Hi, welcome back to another week of Grace City Kids Online. I'm so glad you're here. This week we're going to be talking about a story in the Bible called The Two Foundations, or the Wise and the Foolish Builders. And our story is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 24 through 27. I'm going to read for us now, and this is Jesus talking, and he says, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain fell, the rivers rose, and the winds blew and pounded that house, yet it didn't collapse because its foundation was on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and doesn't act on them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. The rain fell, the rivers rose, the winds blew and pounded that house, and it collapsed. It collapsed with a great crash." Imagine that you are building a house. What's the first thing you're going to build for your house? Your roof? No. Your walls? No. First, you're going to do your foundation. So let's pretend that you're the builder who chooses sand as foundation for your house. And sand is a way of saying that you're choosing things of the world to build your house on or to build your life on. An example of that would be maybe you are building your life on what kind of toys you have, or if you're only friends with the cool people or a certain group of people. There can be lots of different ways that you could build your life on something that isn't Jesus but is of the world, and that's what Jesus is calling sand. So we're building our house on sand, and then let's say something bad happens, like you have a really bad day. Will your toys make you happy when you come home and comfort your heart? No, but Jesus will. And so when Jesus talks about building a foundation of a rock or on the rock, that means building your life on things of Jesus. So this can be memorizing and studying and reading the Bible, or spending time with Jesus in prayer, or singing songs to him. And when you do those things and you build your life on things of Jesus, when life goes wrong and you have a bad day at school, or maybe you get in trouble because you made a mistake, you can rely on the rock that is your foundation, which is Jesus. And the reason we can do this is because God sent his son for us and he died on the cross for our sins and rose again 3 days later so that we could build our life on him and have relationship with him. And that's such a cool and exciting thing. We can build our house on the rock, on things of Jesus, and our lives will be happier and easier when things go wrong because Jesus always loves us and is always there for us. The Bible tells us that he who promises is faithful, which means Jesus never leaves us or forsakes us. Here are a few questions for you and your family, or you and your grown-up, to talk about this week. And as the questions come up on the screen, feel free to pause your video and take as much time as you need to talk about them together. The first question is, what happened to the man's house that was built on sand? The second question is, who is our rock? And the last question is, why do you think we should build our lives on Jesus? Thank you for listening today, and I hope you learned so many new things and loved hearing about building our life on the rock. I can't wait to hear about ways that you're spending time with Jesus or scriptures that you've been able to memorize. Have a great week.